This will be the deposition of Calvin Thrasher. The deposition is taken in the cases Patterson versus Martin Robbins and Hunter versus Martin Robbins, which have been consolidated for discovery. The deposition is being taken pursuant to the Civil Practice Act for all purposes permitted by the Civil Practice Act, including use at trial. And the deposition is being taken on Zoom. We'll go ahead and mark the notice of deposition as Plaintiff's Exhibit A. And then if we can swear in the witness.
Sir, can you please raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
And I guess, do we need to cover whether anybody objects to this being, the oath being administered remotely?
We have no objection.
We have no objection.
Okay, great. All right, good
No.
morning.
No objection by GDOT, so. I just wanted to say no objection by GDOT.
Okay, great. Thanks, guys. Good morning, Mr. Thrasher. Can you state your full name for the record, please?
Calvin Thrasher.
And Mr. Thrasher, do you have any relatives above the age of 18 that live in Fulton County?
Yes, sir.
Can you go ahead and just identify by first and last name any relative in Fulton County above the age of 18? And there, I know that's kind of alarming. The reason that we ask that is because if this case goes to trial, we need to make sure that, you know, your uncle or sister aren't on the jury.
Catrice Thrasher. That's my daughter.
Is that the only relative above the age of 18 in Fulton County?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Thrasher, have you ever had your deposition taken before?
No, sir.
Okay. So I'll just briefly go through sort of what we're doing here today. I'm sure your lawyer has told you already, but I'm going to be asking you some questions, and Mr. Portentis and Miss Williamson might ask you some questions too. And the objective here today is to just get the truth of what happened. So, you know, answer the questions to the best of your ability and truthfully. And if you don't understand something that I ask, or if I ask a bad question, just let me know and try to rephrase it or you know, ask it louder, whatever we need to do. Excluding any conversations that you had with your lawyer, Ms. Bright or Mr. Stair, did you do anything to prepare for today's deposition?
No, sir.
Okay. And at any point, have you reviewed the lawsuit that was filed in this case?
No, sir.
At any point, have you reviewed any of Arcadis's written discovery responses?
No, sir.
Have you, at any point, have you read any of the deposition transcripts that were taken in this case?
No, sir.
Throughout this deposition, I'm going to refer to the subject guardrail. And when I do that, I'm going to be referring to the guardrail that's shown in Plaintiff's Exhibit 1. Can you see that on your screen, Plaintiff's Exhibit 1?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Are you familiar with the stretch of highway that is shown in Plaintiff's Exhibit 1?
I'm familiar with the highway.
Okay, great. And have you ever driven past the guardrail that is shown in Plaintiff's Exhibit 1?
Objective form, vague.
Say again, sir. Have I ever did what now?
Have you ever driven past the guardrail shown in Plaintiff's Exhibit 1?
I can't say if I have, sir.
You don't know one way or the other?
I can't say if I have. I can't.
Okay. Did you visit the subject guardrail in preparation of today's deposition?
Say again, sir.
Did you go out to see the subject guardrail in preparation for the deposition today?
No, sir.
Have you ever, and I'll pull it back up on the screen. Have you ever visited the subject guardrail?
No, sir.
So you've never been in the place that's photographed in plaintiff's exhibit 1?
That guardrail right there, what you showing me? No, sir.
Did you look at any pictures of the subject guardrail to familiarize yourself with what guardrail we're talking about here today?
I really don't. I really don't know. No, sir. I don't know. No, sir.
Okay.
I don't know.
Do you have any idea what this case is about?
No, sir.
Do you know why you're here today?
Objective form vague.
Sir,
Why-
no,
why-
sir.
Why do you think you're here today?
I don't know, sir. For real, I don't know.
Did you review any Arcadis records or documents before to get ready for today?
No, sir.
Have you spoken with any Arcadis employees to get ready for the deposition today?
No, sir. No, sir.
All right, Mr. Thrasher, where did you go to high school?
Archer High,
And where is Archer High?
Perry Boulevard, Fordham County, Atlanta, Georgia.
Did you grow up in Atlanta?
Yes, sir.
Where did you go to college?
I didn't go to college, sir.
Okay. And so is it safe to assume then that you are not a professional engineer?
No, sir. I'm not a professional engineer.
Okay. Do you have any education or training specific to guardrail?
Say it again, sir.
Do you have any training or education specific to guardrail?
Objective form vague.
Do I have any training on guardrails? What you asking me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, I have.
What sort of training do you have?
What is functional and non-functional?
And what is the distinction between functional and non-functional guardrail?
A non-functional guardrail, 2 posts or more toe off the guardrail. A functional guardrail is a guardrail that's damaged, but it got posts still attached to it.
Okay, and we'll get to that in a little more detail in a few minutes. Have you taken any courses specific to guardrail offered by the National Highway Institute?
No, sir.
Are you ATSSA certified?
No, sir.
Do you know? Have you ever heard of that?
No, sir.
Do you have any certifications relating to guardrails?
No, sir.
Before Arcadis, did you have any work experience with guardrails?
No, sir.
Do you have any experience with guardrails other than with Arcadis?
No, sir.
And how long have you been with Arcadis?
Say around about 5 years.
And what is your job title?
Inspector.
And have you held any other job title other than inspector? Oh, I'm sorry.
A field inspector.
Sorry about that. I didn't, it was hard for me to tell that you were still talking. Okay, so other than field inspector, have you held any other job with Arcadis?
No, sir.
Does your job as field inspector involve looking for damaged guardrail?
Yeah, yeah, it's involved. Looking for damaged guardrail.
What do you typically do to inspect a guardrail?
Objective form vague.
How is that a vague question? He's a guardrail inspector. I asked him, how do you inspect a guardrail?
Just in general,
Okay. Mr. Thrasher, what do you typically do as a guardrail inspector when you inspect a guardrail?
Sir, when I see a damaged guardrail, sir, I take a picture of it and report it.
So what are there any specific criteria that you're looking for during an inspection?
2 or more posts tore off the guardrail.
So that's it. It's really just as simple as looking to see if there are 2 or more posts detached from the guardrail.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And then so during an inspection, do you usually take a photograph of the guardrail?
Yes, sir.
And on what device do you take those pictures?
My job phone.
And do you have that phone with you today?
I got this is my second phone I got from my company. So
I'm sorry, I didn't understand what you said.
this is my second phone that I got from this company. So my first phone is gone.
Okay. Do you have the same phone with you today that you were using in March of 2018?
No, sir.
Okay. When you were taking it, and let's sort of confine the next few questions to like March through June of 2018. During that period, were you using any applications or software to take pictures of guardrail in District 7?
No, sir.
So you were just taking pictures. Did you have an iPhone or an Android?
Android.
So during between March 2018 and June 2018, you were just taking pictures of guardrail on your Android and then sending them to Arcadis?
What year you say?
March 2018 through June 2018. I'm sorry, was that a yes?
I'm just thinking right now.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
I'm
Sorry.
thinking about the time you're talking about.
Sure. Yeah. Take your time.
Yeah, I'm taking pictures with my phone at that time.
Is there anything else that happens during an inspection, or is it just pulling your phone out and taking a picture of, bent metal?
objective form.
You can answer, sir.
I mean, with my phone, when I see a damaged guardrail, I take a picture of it and send it in.
Okay. And so is it fair to say that that's really the extent of the guardrail inspection, is just taking your phone out and taking a picture of damaged guardrail?
Objective form.
Yeah, taking a picture. of the
So
guardrail.
that's a yes.
Yeah, taking a picture of the guardrail. Yeah.
Is there a particular stretch of highway for which you were responsible for inspecting?
Objective form vague. What time period?
Ms. Bright, I'm taking Mr. Thrasher's deposition, so if he understands the question, then he is free to answer.
Well, it's a vague question.
Your objection is noted. Mr. Thrasher, is there a particular stretch of highway for which you were responsible for inspecting?
No, sir.
So your highway assignment varied day to day?
Yes, sir.
What parts of the highway were you responsible for inspecting?
Objection mischaracterizes testimony. He didn't say he was assigned any particular stretch.
What parts of the highway were you assigned to inspect?
I just go around, checking, sweeping. when I check sweeping, I see a damaged guardrail, I get it, I report it.
Were you responsible at any point during your 5 years with Arcadis for checking sweeping or damaged guardrail along 85 South between downtown Atlanta and the airport?
Objective form.
Repeat that again one more time.
Sure. At any point during the 5 years that you've been with Arcadis, have you been responsible for checking for damaged guardrail or sweeping along 85 South between downtown Atlanta and the airport?
Objective form.
Yes, I've been checking sweeping from downtown to the airport, checking sweeping. Yes, sir.
Okay, so like, how many times per week? Let's from the beginning of your let's strike that. Since you started with Arcadis, how many times per week are you driving the route from 85 South between downtown Atlanta and the airport?
That's whenever the contractors who do the sweeping do the area. When the contractor do the sweeping in the area, the next day I have to go out and check the sweeping. What they done on 85 South, if they do 85 South.
Okay.
It might be somewhere else. I have multiple tasks for sweeping on multiple tasks for sweeping in different areas.
Okay. Well, I guess I'm trying to figure out the frequency that you were driving the 85 South between the airport or between downtown and the airport. Would it be fair to say that you were driving 85 South between downtown and the airport at least once per week since you started with Arcadis?
Objection calls for speculation.
Can't say that. I don't know.
So would it be more or less than one per week?
Objection calls for speculation.
How does that call for speculation? I'm asking him what he knows.
Because he testified that he was inspecting the sweeping contractor's routes, which vary. So it's a speculative question.
That's a bad objection. Mr. Thrasher, how many times per week since you started with Arcadis have you been driving 85 South between downtown and the airport?
I can't tell. I don't know. I can't tell. I don't know.
More or less than one time per week?
It's less. It's got to be less because I don't ride that 85 South like that. Though.
Let's try this. More or less than 5 times per month?
I don't know. That's something I don't know.
Would it be fair to say that you're driving the route between downtown Atlanta and the airport on 85 South at least once per month?
Asked and answered.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know nothing about that though.
Can you tell me what is a guardrail?
What is a guardrail?
Objection calls for expert testimony.
It requires the expert testimony to tell me what a guardrail is?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, I disagree. Mr. Thrasher, what's a guardrail?
Objective form.
Are you thinking or are you not answering?
Oh, I'm gonna answer you.
Okay.
You asked me what is a guardrail.
Yes, sir.
A guardrail is the object to keep cars from running on the road.
In order to keep cars from running off the road, a guardrail needs to be functional though, right?
Objection calls for expert testimony, calls for speculation.
I'm sorry, what was that, sir?
You say what now?
I said, in order for a guardrail to keep cars on the road, like you just said, it needs to be functional, right?
Objection calls for an expert opinion.
I guess so. I don't know.
Is that a yes, sir?
I don't know. I don't know, man.
You've
I
been
don't know.
paid by taxpayers to locate damaged guardrail for 5 years, and you can't tell me whether a guardrail has to be functional to keep a car on the road?
Objection
Take the
calls for
phone.
expert opinion.
Join.
If there was an answer, I didn't hear it. It's very difficult with the mask to tell if something's being said, especially when someone's talking at the same time. So
My bad, man.
So Calvin, you can still answer the question subject to my objection, which was it calls for an expert opinion.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know, man.
Is it fair to say that a guardrail serves a safety function?
Object to the form of the question.
Join. Calls for expert testimony. You're beyond the scope of this witness's job.
I don't know.
You don't know.
No.
Is that your answer?
Yeah.
Well, since you're not an engineer, would you defer to the U.S. Department of Transportation's stated purpose of a guardrail?
Objection calls for expert testimony.
I don't know.
Join.
was there an answer?
Yes, ma'am, is the answer. I don't know, ma'am.
Oh, Mr. Thrasher, can you see plaintiff's exhibit 51 on your screen?
Uh-huh.
And do you see the highlighted text? Well, I guess let me back up. Do you see in the top left corner that there's a little logo and it says U.S. Department of Transportation, Federal Highway Administration?
Mm-hmm.
And do you see the highlighted text that says a guardrail is first and foremost a safety barrier intended to shield the motorist who has left the roadway?
Objection calls for speculation and expert testimony.
I just asked him if he could read it. Can you read what I just read to you, sir?
Objection.
Why you want me to read that?
Did I read it correctly?
Look, ball man. I don't know what's going on with this situation. So what I'm trying to tell you, I don't know. Okay? I don't know. I'm already here. I don't know nothing about it.
Sir, I understand.
I'm being sincere. I don't know nothing about. I don't know. This
Sir,
is what you try to ask me and going into details about guardrails and everything. Listen, I'm already here of something I don't know nothing about. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I don't even know nothing about the situation. I don't. Being straight up with you. I'm in a room. I'm in a room right now, and I know nothing y'all talking about. What you trying to get to? Because I don't know. Seriously.
Sir, I understand. I need to finish asking you these questions. If you don't know, you can tell me you don't know.
I
No,
don't
that's
know.
okay. Yeah, you don't, that's fine.
I'm free. I don't know.
Sir, and my question is not anything except for, did I read that sentence correctly? And so I'll ask it again.
Huh?
Sir, do you see the highlighted text?
Yeah, I see the highlight. I see you got guardrail.
Sir, you've got to let me finish the question so we can get a written transcript here. All right, so, sir, do you see the highlighted text that says a guardrail is first and foremost a safety barrier intended to shield the motorist who has left the roadway?
Object to this line of questioning, period. It calls for expert testimony.
Join.
That's it.
Okay. Now, do you agree with that statement?
Object that it calls for expert testimony.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm gonna keep telling you that because I don't.
It's okay.
Will you agree that it's best to identify non-functional guardrail as soon as possible?
Object to the form of the question.
Join. You still answer if you know.
I'm gonna keep telling them I don't know.
Sir, let me ask the question again. The question was, will you agree that it's best to identify non-functional guardrail as soon as possible?
Object calls for expert testimony.
Sir, you can answer.
As soon as possible.
So you agree with that?
As soon as possible.
Yes, sir. Okay, good. Will you agree that it's best to report non-functional guardrail as soon as possible?
Object calls for expert testimony, calls for speculation.
That if I see it. If I see it, I will. If I don't
Okay.
see it, I can't, report it.
Will you agree that non-functional guardrail shouldn't exist for more than 6 months?
Object calls for expert testimony.
You're asking the wrong person. That's what was giving me. You're asking the wrong person about these situations, man.
Well, your job is to inspect and report non-functional guardrail, right?
My job is to go out and do sweeping. And when I'm doing sweeping, whatever shoulder that I'm doing, if I'm doing type 2 and I'm checking sweeping, now if you see a damaged guardrail, if not, keep going. If you do, grab it, take a picture of it.
So explain to me, maybe I have a misunderstanding. My understanding is that while you're driving around in District 7, your duty is to look for damaged guardrail wherever you're driving. Is that incorrect?
Object to the form of the question.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear your answer.
Say it again, say your answer again.
Well, that was a bad question. Let me just re-ask it in a different way. When you're driving anywhere within District 7 related to your work for Arcadis, are you supposed to be identifying guardrail that you see anywhere along the road?
Object to the form of the question.
When I'm driving, and I see a damaged guardrail, I record it.
Will you agree that if non-functional guardrail exists for more than several months, it would probably be a good idea for Arcadis to improve its inspection process?
Object to the form of the question.
I don't know, man.
All right, well, I guess let's back it up a little bit. Can you just walk me through a typical day in which you are looking for damaged guardrail?
Object to the form of the question.
Say it again now.
Can you walk me through a typical day in which you're looking for damaged guardrail?
Object to the form of the question.
I can't tell you that because in fact, they give me sweeping reports from 8. They start at 8 in the morning. They'll send it out by 8 in the morning, between 8:30, and I have to jump on the sweeping. When I'm doing sweeping, it depends on what shoulder I'm doing. And like I told you, if I see a damaged guardrail on the shoulder that I'm doing, then I grab it. If it's anywhere else, I can't do my focus on what I'm doing. I got to focus on what I'm doing.
Okay.
My job, when they send that report out, I have to get to the ball and start checking. I have multiple sweeping to check. So.
So let's do a hypothetical. Let's say that you're driving from the District 7 office to a sweeping location. Are you in between the District 7 office and the sweeping location that you're going to inspect? Are you looking for damaged guardrail along the highway?
It depends on what shoulder I'm checking. If it ain't on the same shoulder that I'm checking,
so if
I can't look nowhere, it's unsafe to do that. I can't be looking everywhere else, and I'm supposed to be checking sweeping. And then here I'm trying to look somewhere else, it's gonna cause an accident.
Okay. When you're riding routes, is there usually someone in the car with you?
No, sir.
I want to go through some photos with you.
Mhm.
If you'll give me just a moment. Can you see plaintiff's exhibit 3 on your screen?
Yes, sir, I see it.
Now, I'm going to zoom in. Do you see the posts that appear to be separated from the guardrail in plaintiff's exhibit 3?
Yes, sir.
It looks like there are at least 4 posts separated from the guardrail. Do you agree?
I see 4 posters, yep.
Okay. Well, so if you saw the guardrail that's like one that's pictured in plaintiff's exhibit 3 while you're riding your route, would you report this?
Sir, I'm explaining to you again, every morning between 8 to 8:30, I get sweeping, multiple routes of sweeping. So I got a time matter to get this sweeping done before traffic get heavy. So if I'm doing type 2, that's what I focus on. I don't focus on calling no road or street or whatever y'all want to call it. I got to focus on what I'm doing. At the same time, I need to, when I step out that truck, I need to start paying attention to vehicles. Get myself safe first before I do anything, you know? So when I'm checking sweeping, if I'm checking type 2, like I told you, I'm checking type 2, and I'm going, I can't be looking at nothing else. I gotta be looking for trash, debris, vegetation. I can't be looking nowhere else. I can't. It's just too much traffic and too much going on. So I hope I answer your question.
So it sounds like you're too busy to look for damaged guardrail. Is that true?
Object to the form of the question.
Sir, is that true?
Sir,
Object to the form.
sir, it depends on what shoulder I'm checking.
Okay, so I want to get back to the question that I asked you because I don't think that really answered it. So my question was, if you saw a guardrail like the one pictured in plaintiff's exhibit 3, would you report it?
Object to the form of the question.
When I report it,
That's your job, isn't it?
if I were doing guardrails,
That's
I
what I'm
would.
asking you. I'm asking you.
if I were doing guardrail, I would, but I wasn't doing guardrail. I'm checking sweeping. That's what my task every morning. Every morning, like I'm tell you again, every morning I have to get on the sweeping. So
Sir,
it depends on what side I'm doing.
sir, I'm not asking you about sweeping right now.
Well,
I'm asking you about guardrail inspection. And my question is if you saw the guardrail that's pictured in plaintiff's exhibit 3, would you report it?
Object to the form of the question.
if I was over there, yeah, but
And that's part of your job, isn't it?
but still though, if I'm checking sweeping, that's like I told you, that's what I do every morning. Okay?
Sir, we are not talking about sweeping.
Well,
It's okay.
All right, I'm gonna show another exhibit. Can you see plaintiff's exhibit 2 on your screen?
mhm.
All right, I'm gonna zoom in here. Do you see those posts that appear to be separated from the guardrail?
Yes, sir.
Now, I'm gonna ask you the same question. If you saw the guardrail pictured in plaintiff's exhibit 2, would you report it?
Object to the form of the question.
If I saw it, yes. If I didn't, nope.
Okay,
I didn't. If I didn't see it,
sir, I think that's obvious that if you didn't see it, you wouldn't report it.
well, I'm just letting you know. If I didn't see it, if I don't see it, I can't report it.
Sir, can you see plaintiff's exhibit 5 on your screen?
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm gonna zoom in here. Can you see the posts that appear to be separated from the guardrail?
Yes, sir.
How many posts do you see that are separated from the guardrail consecutively here?
I see about 3 or 4.
Okay. Now, if you saw a guardrail like the one pictured in plaintiff's exhibit 5, would you report it?
Check to the form of the question.
If I see it. If I see the guardrail.
Okay. Can you see plaintiff's exhibit 221 on your screen?
Yes, sir.
Now, do you see the posts that appear to be separated from the guardrail in this picture?
Yeah, I see it.
The guardrail is pretty much flattened in plaintiff's exhibit 221, isn't it?
Check to the form.
I mean, you see what I see.
So it's pretty much flattened, right?
Check to the form.
I see it, yeah.
Now, certainly if you saw guardrail like we're looking at in plaintiff's exhibit 221, you would report it, right?
Check to the form.
If I saw it.
Okay. Now, does the guardrail in plaintiff's exhibit 221 look safe to you?
Check to the form.
Join.
Do it look safe?
Yeah. Does it look safe?
Object to the form.
No.
Can you see plaintiff's exhibit 1 on your screen?
Yes.
Do you see the posts that appear separated from the guardrail?
Yes.
How many posts appear separated in this picture?
I can't hardly tell, man.
They pretty much all look separated, don't they?
Check to the form.
I can't hardly tell, man.
Well, if you saw the guardrail pictured in plaintiff's exhibit 1, you would report it, wouldn't you?
Check to the form.
This picture right here,
Yes, sir.
if I seen it, okay, I
Mhm.
report it. I will
Okay.
report it. Mhm.
Would you agree that the guardrail in plaintiff's exhibit 1 looks dangerous?
Object to the form.
Do it look dangerous?
Yes, sir.
Object calls for a legal conclusion.
No, it doesn't. Sir, does the guardrail in plaintiff's exhibit 1 look dangerous to you?
Object to the form.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you submit weekly reports to Arcadis?
Weekly reports. Yes, sir.
Are those kind of a pain in the butt?
Object to the form.
No, I ain't no pain in that. I enjoy what I do, man.
What sort of information is generally in those weekly reports?
Object to the form.
That's what I've done for the week.
Is there some? Oh, I'm sorry. I don't mean to cut you off. It's just hard for me to tell when you're not talking. But
Yeah.
go ahead.
It's all what I've done for the whole week.
All right. I want to go through some of your weekly reports. If you'll give me just a second here. Okay, here we go. Can you see plaintiff's exhibit 212 on your screen? Okay. And this appears to be your weekly report for the week ending March 4th, 2018. Do you see that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So on page 1 of plaintiff's exhibit 212, do you see the highlighted text under contractors activity that says, quote, rhino sweeping, end quote?
I am. Yes, sir.
And then do you see the highlighted text right next to it that says, what quote, went to inspect rhino sweeping on I-85 northbound, southbound, on and off ramp, end quote?
Yes, I said.
Can you tell, what is rhino sweeping?
What is rhino sweeping?
Hmm.
They go out and sweep the road.
Is rhino another, like a different contractor that sweeps literally just like sweeps the road?
Yes, sir.
And so what are you looking for when you're inspecting rhino sweeping?
Look for trash, debris, and vegetation.
And then while you're stopped inspecting rhino sweeping, are you also looking for damaged guardrail?
Say it again now.
While you're stopped for a rhino sweeping inspection, are you also looking for damaged guardrail?
When I stop, that what you said?
Yes, sir.
When I stop, when I'm checking sweep, it take me a whole day.
I guess I'm not sure I understand what goes into sweeping. So will you kind of walk me through like one stop along a rhino sweeping inspection?
Mischaracterizes his testimony. He didn't say he stopped.
Sir, do you stop for rhino sweeping inspections?
No, sir. I keep
So-
on going.
So for a rhino sweeping inspection, are you just continuously driving down the road looking for debris, vegetation, and trash on the side of the highway?
Yes, sir.
And then while you're driving, looking for debris, trash, or vegetation, are you also looking for damaged guardrail?
No, sir. It just so happened when I'm it depends on what shoulder I'm doing. And when I'm driving, checking and sweeping. Concentrate on what I'm doing because it's dangerous out there what I'm doing. So if I see, if on whatever shoulder that I'm doing, if I see a damaged guardrail, whatever shoulder that I'm doing when I'm checking sweeping, I grab it.
So if you stop on the, let's say, the right shoulder to report some overgrown vegetation, and there's a completely demolished guardrail on the opposite side on the left shoulder, is that not something that you would report?
Object to the form.
I no, sir. I gotta focus on what I'm doing. I can't be looking everywhere else. I got to pay attention to what I'm doing, and that's checking whatever shoulder that I've been assigned to.
Is there anyone with Arcadis whose job it is to look for damaged guardrail?
I don't know that about that.
Do you see the highlighted text that says, quote, went to I-85 southbound to take after photos, end quote?
Mhm.
Where did that ride begin?
I can't remember that, man. I can't remember that.
Do you know if you rode past the Metropolitan Parkway exit on 85 South?
That's something I can't tell you. I can't tell you that.
Okay. Excuse me. All right. On page 2 of Plaintiff's Exhibit 212, it looks like we have another weekly report for the week ending March 18th, 2018. Do you see that?
Mhm.
Do you see the highlighted text on the field for Wednesday, March 14th, 2018 that says, quote, went to inspect and took photos of guardrails on I-85 southbound?
Mhm. Okay.
So tell me what you were doing.
It can be anywhere on 85 southbound. You got 85 southbound start way from up north. You know, way up north, up by George Mall. You know, all the way down to Noonan. So I can't tell you on that right now, man.
Okay, sure. Well, so is it fair to say that you were looking specifically for damaged guardrails on the date on March 14th, 2018, when you input your activity as went to inspect and took photos of guardrails on I-85 southbound?
Objective form.
Yes, sir.
So that on March 14th, 2018, your primary objective was driving around looking for damaged guardrail in District 7, correct?
You got
Objective
80,
form.
I said 85 southbound.
85 southbound.
85 southbound. If it was anywhere else, I would have put it in there. So it can be anywhere on 85 southbound, you know, I can't remember.
All right. I'm gonna quickly deviate from this weekly report and show you another email. You see plaintiff's exhibit 207 on your screen?
All right,
And plaintiff's exhibit 207 appears to be an email that you sent to Jordan Hart, Linda English, and then the D7 Guardrail GDOT email address, correct? And then I'm gonna go to an attachment. Oh, that's the wrong one. Now, do you see plaintiff's exhibit 201?
It's pretty big, Matt. Can you? Yeah, thanks.
Plaintiff's exhibit 201 is a photo that you attached to the email we just looked at, isn't it? And you did not report the subject guardrail on March 14, 2018, did you?
Object to the form.
did I, say it again now, did I what now?
So we're looking at a guardrail that you did report on March 14th, 2018. And my question is, you did not report the subject guardrail on March 14th, 2018, correct?
It's saying that I report this guardrail right here?
No, I'm asking if you reported the subject guardrail on the other side of the road.
I can't say, I don't know. I don't know.
Well, will you agree that that the subject guardrail is directly across the highway from the photo that we're looking at that you took on March 14, 2018?
Object to the form.
Do I agree it's directly across the highway?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Well, why didn't you look across the highway and report it?
I don't know. I mean, I can't, listen, I'm gonna focus right here, okay? I don't know why I didn't look across the highway. I'm thinking about my safety first, man. Think about my safety first. When I'm out there, that's the main topic that I think about. You know, the safety, because it's real dangerous out there.
What kind of dangers are out there?
It's dangerous. You know what type of danger is out there?
What kind of danger exists out there?
It's dangerous out there, man. Cars. People behind the steering wheel, looking at phones, you know, messing with radios, you know.
Is it dangerous to stand on the shoulder and look across the street?
Object to the form.
It's a dangerous stand. What now?
Is it dangerous? Is it dangerous to stand on the shoulder and look across the street?
Object to the form.
It's dangerous out there. Yeah.
When you pulled over on the right shoulder that we're looking at in plaintiff's exhibit 201, did you check for oncoming traffic before you get out of the car?
Yes, sir.
And surely you looked out the driver's side window before you got out of the car, right?
Object to the form. Calls for speculation.
I don't think that does. Sir, did
I
did you look out the driver's side window before you got out of the car?
I turn my head, rearview mirror. I use all my mirrors. before
So I
got
mean,
in the car.
it's fair to say, like, before you get out of the car on the shoulder of the dangerous interstate, you're looking all around to make sure there are no dangers, right?
Object to the form.
First of all, I turn my lights on.
Mhm.
I make sure I'm visible with my lights. Okay. All right. So, and I do that. I get out. I look through my mirror, my driver's side mirror, make sure traffic. You know, I know that constant traffic coming. I'll make sure that I can get out safely.
Would you agree that before you get out of the car on the shoulder, you look all around to make sure that it's safe?
I mean, I look at, I'm gonna come traffic. You know, I'm coming traffic, that's what I'm looking at. I focus on cars that get so close to the shoulders. You know, I make sure I'm visible so they can see me. You know, I make sure I got my cone out. I make sure I got my lights on. So that's it.
Okay. All right, I want to go back to plaintiff's exhibit 212. If you'll give me just a second. Okay. All right, so we're on page 2 of plaintiff's exhibit 212. Do you see the highlighted text that says, quote, went to inspect and took photos of guardrails on I-85 southbound and northbound?
I can't see. I can't see.
Let me just move the, okay.
Okay, yeah, that's it.
Okay, and that's for March 17th, 2018, right?
I guess so.
You did not report the subject guardrail on March 17th, 2018, did you?
Object.
I don't know. I don't know.
All right, so let's go to page 3 of plaintiff's exhibit 212. We'll skip to page 4. Do you see the highlighted text from Tuesday, March 27, 2018, that under contractors activities, it says pro cutters and damaged guardrails.
Mhm.
And then under inspectors activities, it says, quote, went to I-85 northbound, southbound to check and introduce myself to the foreman, Nick, from Pro Cutters, letting him know that I will be following up on their work once a week. Then went to inspect damaged guardrails on I-85 northbound.
Okay.
Do you know what route you took on Tuesday,
sir.
March 7th, 27th?
No, sir, I don't.
Well, is it possible that you drove I-85 southbound between downtown Atlanta and the airport?
That should pause for speculation.
No, sir. I mean, you got a long stretch, man. You got like 30 miles, 30-some miles, man. I can't tell you.
So do you know where it was that Nick from Pro Cutters
No,
was?
sir. I don't remember, sir.
Okay. Let me pull up a different photo real quick. Can you see plaintiff's exhibit 204 on your screen?
Okay.
Do you recognize plaintiff's exhibit 204 as a photograph that you took on March 27, 2018?
I don't remember. I mean, I don't remember.
Well, do you have any reason to dispute that this is a photo that you took on March 27, 2018?
I just can't remember. I don't remember. I mean, I took a lot of photos, man. I can't remember.
Sure. Well, I'll represent to you that this is in fact a photo that you took on that date. And do you see the timestamp at the bottom right corner?
Okay.
What does that say?
Hold on. 27 March 18. Mhm.
Do you agree that in order to get to the point that this picture is located, you had to drive past the subject guardrail?
Oh man, I can't say that, man. I can take side road, back roads. I can't say that, man.
Well, there are no exits on or off between.
It's a lot of back roads you can take to get to that point, but I don't know it. I don't remember that. I mean, I can't remember what I did.
Okay. All right. Let's go. Skip that. Skip that. Okay. So we're on page 6 of Plaintiff's Exhibit 212. Do you see the highlighted text on Saturday, April 14th, 2018 that says arrived at I-85 southbound, milepost 76 to milepost 75?
Mm-hmm.
Now that means that you were stopped at I-85 southbound between those mileposts, correct?
They say that on there.
Okay, I just making sure. Now, do you agree that the only possible way to get to milepost 76 on I-85 South is by driving directly past the subject guardrail?
No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. You got multiple roads that you can take.
Tell me.
And then that's on a Saturday. I take back roads. And then that's talking about if you got Pittman pouring back 171 feet, 71 yards of concrete. So I can take back roads to get there. I don't know how I got there, but I got there.
Okay.
They pouring back concrete.
Give me just a second. All right, can you see my Google Maps screen here?
Yes, I said.
And you agree that we're looking at an aerial view of I-85 southbound on my screen?
You got southbound and northbound on the screen, man.
I'm sorry, what was that?
You got southbound and northbound on here.
Correct, right. Now, do you see that little green box in the center of my screen that says 77?
Mm-hmm.
And then you see the little green box that's now in the center of the screen that says 76.
Mm-hmm.
So tell me, how do you get to 76 without passing 77?
You got back roads you can take, man.
Point out the back road. Where's the back road?
You got Cleveland Avenue. You got Silver Road. You got a lot of roads you can get to get there. I can't remember how I got there. You trying to make me ride 85? I don't know how I got there, but I got there.
Let's do this. I'm gonna drop us down right here. You acknowledge that we're looking at a view of the subject guardrail from some distance back on 85 southbound. Yes.
Say what now?
Do you agree that we're looking at the subject guardrail on I-85 southbound from some distance back?
Okay, you got a picture of 85 southbound. That's what I see.
Okay, so all right. So tell me, I'm gonna move forward from the subject guardrail to the point that you just indicated that you were at on I-85 South. And I want you to point out when you see the side road that could lead you there. Okay. All right.
Okay, you got exit 77. You got Metro Cleveland Avenue right there. Them the roads I'm talking about.
Sure. Where is that?
So you go on down, you see it.
Okay. So show me the on-ramp when I pass it to onto 85 South that is possible to reach milepost 76.
Say what now?
How, I want you to tell me to stop when you see a way to get on 85 South before we hit milepost 76.
But what makes you think I went this way to get?
Because there's no other possible
Yes, it
way.
is. Yes, it is another way. It is ways.
What way?
You trying
Tell
to
me
put
what way.
You trying to put me to a way when you just showed me I can take any route I want to take to get to Concrete Point. That's what we're talking about, ain't it? You talking about a ramp that we did on Concrete Point. So that's and I can take any kind of route that I can take to get to that where they at. You trying to make me go down this road. I don't know what I did when I went down the road. I don't know. I don't know if I went down the road or not.
We're talking about the area between milepost 76 and 75.
I'm gonna tell you again. I don't know.
Okay. All right. Mr. Thrasher, do you ever send text messages while you're driving?
Nope.
You've never sent a text message while you're
Nope.
driving?
I always pull over, and if I don't pull over, I'm at a stop somewhere.
What's your cell phone number?
What's my cell phone number?
Yes.
I don't know it. It's an old phone number. Oh man.
Tell me your cell phone number.
Are you saying his current work cell phone, Matt?
If he has multiple cell phone numbers, then I want all of them.
No, he can't get my personal. You can get my job cell phone number.
I want all of your cell phone numbers.
You can't get my personal, man.
Yes, I can.
Well, you can't.
I'm gonna, if either you can give it to me today or I'm gonna make the.
Oh man, hey, man,
Give it to me.
man. You can get my job cell phone number. Don't you want?
You're
My
gonna give me, you're
my
gonna give me
personal-
both
my
of your
personal
cell
cell
phones.
phone-
Hey, you cannot talk at the same time, please.
My personal cell phone number ain't got nothing to do. My job is the only thing I use. My job cell phone.
Do you have your personal cell phone on your possession while you're driving for Arcadis? Yes or no?
Nope.
Matt, I want to make an objection to the questions about the witness's personal cell phone. I don't think that's relevant, and I do think it invades this witness's privacy. So I'm going to object to anything revealed except his cell phone that is provided to him by his employer.
And I join in that objection.
And I'll just, while we're putting legal arguments on the record, I'm entitled to pull his cell phone records to see if he was distracted while driving down the road because
No,
he's texting instead of doing his job while looking for damaged guardrail. So
we can
if you're-
deal with that legal discussion after the deposition.
all right, well, so are you instructing your witness not to give me his cell phone number in this discovery deposition?
You get my job cell phone number.
All right, let me get your job cell phone number.
770.
Yes.
548. 5372.
And who's the carrier, the cell carrier?
And it's an Android phone.
Is it Verizon, Wireless, T-Mobile, Boost Mobile, Cricket?
This has got to be a T-Mobile.
And is the account under your name?
No, sir.
Whose name is the account under?
If you know.
I don't know.
Then say you don't know.
Okay. And what is your personal cell phone number?
No, no, he's not giving you that.
I have the same objection to that question.
Is Arcadis prepared to go out and get those records for us and give them to us then? Because we're 100% entitled to that.
We will discuss that after the deposition.
Oh, I'm not agreeing to end this deposition. We could continue.
I'm not asking you to end the deposition. I'm just, that discussion can take place outside of the confines of this deposition.
Sure, and I'm saying I'm not going to end this deposition.
I'm not asking you to, Matt. I'm just would like to discuss.
We're going to continue it because I'm going to get that cell phone number.
No, you're not.
If you get my cell phone number, sir, we're gonna go to court, me and you, because you don't. You can't go with my person. That ain't got nothing to do with this, man. My cell phone number ain't got nothing. You can get this job. This what got something to do with it. This job cell phone, but my personal, no, do not.
Do you have your?
Hey, man, look, come on, ask me a question that you want me to ask me, man.
Do you have your personal cell phone in the car with you while you're driving for Arcadis?
No, sir.
Where do you leave it?
At home.
You leave your cell phone at home while
Yes,
you're
sir.
working for Arcadis.
Yes,
sir.
sir.
I'm just going to remind you that you're under penalty of perjury today.
Man, look here, man. Hold on.
All right, I have no further questions.
All right. Thank you very much, sir.
Well, somebody else may have some.
GDOT does not have any questions.
Mr. Thrasher, I just have one question for you. When is the first time you can remember the date roundabout, and I don't need a specific date, just a month and a year, that you can remember being asked to look for damaged guardrails in the metro Atlanta area?
Ma'am, to try to answer your question the best I can, ma'am, probably like 6 or 7 months after I got hired, ma'am.
Would that have been in the summer of 2017?
I can't hardly tell you. I can't. I know when I got hired, I say probably like six or 7 months after then when I started doing it there, man.
And I'm sorry, I know that you said this. Can you just remind me of the month that you were hired?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I think February 2017, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. That's all my questions, Mr. Thrasher. I appreciate your time.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you very much, ma'am.
And I have a few questions, but do y'all mind if we take like a 5-minute quick question break?
Sure, that's fine.
Okay. All right, Mr. Thrasher, my name is Nick Pertenis. I represent the Patterson plaintiffs in this case. I just have about a handful of questions. Shouldn't keep you here any more than 5 minutes.
Nick, your sound's kind of fading out.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Sorry. Y'all hear me better now?
Yes.
Okay, I'll just have to sit up real close. So, all right. So, Mr. Thrasher, part of your job, I think we've established, is looking for damaged guardrail, right?
Objective form.
It's part of my work.
And during an average month, what percentage of your work involves looking for damaged guardrail?
What percentage?
Yes, sir.
Objective form.
I can't. I don't know, man. Because in fact, I got other tasks that I do, and when I get off more tasks than I do, I got vegetation removal, all the other tasks that I have to be put upon me that I can't tell you what the percentage is. Man. I don't know.
I understand that. And I understand you have other tasks to do besides looking for guardrail. Really all I'm after is just given like an average month. You know, if you can think, let's say the month of July, for instance, of this year, what percentage of that month, using that as an example, was geared towards looking for damaged guardrail? What percentage would you say?
I can't tell you, sir.
Would you say it's more or less than 50%?
It'd probably be less.
Would you say? Okay. Would you say it's more or less than 25%?
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay. So it's less than 50%, you said, right?
Objective
I
form.
don't know. I don't know. I mean, what I'm trying to tell you, I can't give you a number because I do so much other things, you know.
Okay. And so, Mr. Thrasher, when you see a damaged guardrail, you normally pull over to the closest shoulder, right?
Objective form.
Say again, sir.
Sure. When you see a damaged guardrail, when you're driving around, you then pull over to the closest shoulder if you can, right?
Objective form.
If I see a damage guardrail, yes, sir.
And you look around to make sure it's safe to get out of your car, right?
Objective form.
I mean, I look for oncoming traffic, yes.
And then you get out of your car, right? Once you've done that.
I make sure, like I told you, I'm visible. I make sure I'm visible before I get out. And I have my lights on and everything. So once I know I'm safe, yeah, I get out.
And then once you're out of your car, you take out your phone and snap a photo of the damaged guardrail, right?
Objective form.
It depends. I mean, it depends if I'm doing that or not. You know, if I'm doing that and I see a damaged guardrail, yeah.
Okay. So if you pulled over to a shoulder on the highway to look at a damaged guardrail, you take a photo of that damaged guardrail, right?
Yes, sir.
Do you mark the guardrail with any type of paint?
Yes, sir.
And is that spray paint?
Yes, sir.
And what color spray paint do you normally use?
Orange.
Orange, okay. And when you're stopped on the shoulder, Mr. Thrasher, do you then look to see if there's any damaged guardrail on the opposite shoulder?
Objective form.
I try to focus on where I'm at, sir. I don't have that much time on that shoulder. I do not have that much time. But anytime I get out to do a guardrail, I don't have that too much time to be out there. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get that. I get that guardrail and I get my butt back in the truck.
And on your average stop, when you've pulled over to stop and look at a guardrail on the shoulder, what's the average amount of time you're pulled over before you get back in your car?
Objective form.
It don't take me no more than, I'll say about like 2 minutes.
2 minutes. And when you're stopped on the shoulder, do you look in front of you to see if there's any damaged guardrail further down the road?
No, sir.
Do you look behind you to see if there's any other damaged guardrail?
No, sir. No,
And-
sir. Because
okay.
because in fact, when I'm 9 times out of 10, I'm doing something else. I'm doing something else.
And when you say you're doing something else, describe that for me if you could.
It can be, like I say, sweeping. It can be vegetation removal. Yeah, you know.
Okay. All right. And I guess, Mr. Thrasher, at the end of your day, you report all the damaged guardrail you found on that particular day, along with the photos you've taken of them, right?
Yes, sir.
And you then email your guardrail report and the photos to an Arcadis project manager, is that right?
Yes, sir.
And then the project manager emails your guardrail report and photos to the guardrail contractor, right?
I guess so, sir. I don't know what they be doing.
And in 2018, your project manager was Jordan Hart of Arcadis, is that right?
Yes, sir.
All right, sir. I'd like to share my screen with you. Let's see if I can find the right document. All right, sir. I'm going to refer you back to Plaintiff's Exhibit 1. Do you remember looking at this photo earlier?
Yes, sir. I remember.
Okay. And you see the Metropolitan Parkway exit sign up there?
Yes, sir.
And this is a photo of I-85 southbound, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And I think we established earlier that you took this photo, right?
Yes, sir.
And do you see where it's time stamped? Let's see if I can pull it up. You see where it's time stamped at the bottom right corner, 8:39 a.m.
You say 8:39?
Yes,
Can
sir.
you make it a little bigger, Nick?
Yeah, sure. What just happened? All right, I minimized my screen and now I'm having trouble
Okay.
getting back to where I was. Hold on.
Can you see it, Calvin?
Yeah, I got my glasses on. Yeah, I see it now.
Okay, so you see 8:39 a.m.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and of course, it appears to be a bright sunny day in March of 2018, right?
Objective
I
form.
guess so, sir. You see it on the picture.
Do you see the sun shining in the picture?
Yes, sir, I see it.
Okay. And no bumper to bumper traffic in this photo, right?
Objective form.
Hey, there's a lot of traffic be coming, man. Ain't got to be bumper to bumper. It ain't-
Right, but obviously no bumper to bumper traffic in this photo, right?
I don't see bumper to bumper.
And just a handful of cars we see in this photo, is that right?
Objective form.
That's just in that photo, though. I mean, you ain't seeing the rest of the car coming.
But as far as your photo goes, just a handful of cars we can see, right?
Objective the form.
Okay, you see a handful of cars.
And you would have been out of your car when you took this photo, right?
Yes, sir.
Did you look across the road to see if there was any damaged guardrail on the left shoulder?
No, I did not, sir.
Okay.
I can't remember that, sir.
Okay, and I realize that, sir. But I guess someone in your position, do you think, you were capable of looking over to the left shoulder?
I can't
Objective
say.
the form.
I mean, sir, I can't say that I look across that. I don't know. I don't know. I cannot
But-
sit up and tell you, huh?
Go ahead. You can finish your answer.
Yeah, I can't sit up and tell you yes or no. I don't know.
And I guess there was nothing physically preventing you from looking over to the left shoulder, right?
Objective the form.
I don't know.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that, Mr. Thrasher.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Okay, so you don't know if one way or the other whether there was anything physically preventing you from looking
I don't know.
over to the left shoulder?
I focus on the traffic, man. My safety, that's what I do. And then do what I gotta do and get back in the truck and take off.
And I guess for any highway contractor parked on this right shoulder, and I'm not talking about Arcadis, I'm not talking about you, but for any highway contractor that's parked on this right shoulder shown in plaintiff's exhibit 201, it certainly wouldn't be too much to ask to look over to the left shoulder, right? For damaged
Objective
guardrail?
form of the question.
I'm explaining it again. Anytime I'm doing something, I pay attention to what I'm doing. And once I'm finished, I resume the work that I'm doing. So I can't remember if I looked over there or not. I don't know. I can't remember.
But certainly not too much to ask anyone that's parked on that right shoulder, that's there for the purpose of inspecting or repairing a guardrail to look across the road to the left shoulder, right?
Objective form.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
All right, Mr. Thrasher, I think that's all I have for you today. I appreciate your time with us.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Madam Court Reporter, I can't see anyone right now, but
Yeah, sorry, I don't know what's going on my
that's
screen here.
that's
Oh, here we
okay.
go.
Madam Court Reporter, we would like to read and sign.
I actually have one more question, if no one else has any.
Sorry. I thought the question he wanted to ask me, man. Do that.
So Mr. Thrasher, I want to share my screen with you. Do you see plaintiff's exhibit 206 on your screen? I'm sorry, sir. Did you give me a response? Are you refusing to give me a response?
You can answer. I'm not directing him not to answer. He's just kind of he's getting tired.
I see it.
Sir, do you have somewhere better to be?
What you say?
Just go on, Matt.
So plaintiff's exhibit
Don't worry about it.
Plaintiff's Exhibit 206 appears to be an email that Jordan Hart sent you on Monday, April 2nd, 2018, right?
Yep.
And do you see the body of the email where it says, Calvin, I need you to report several damaged guardrails that Jason Moore has sent to me. And then it has a bulleted list of 3 locations. Do you see that?
Mhm. Yep.
And do you see the first location? It says I-85 or I-75 85 southbound at Cleveland Avenue.
Mm-hmm.
So there are no GPS coordinates listed there, are there?
Objective form.
No, I don't see it.
There's not really any other identifying information, right? There's no milepost, or anything, right?
Objective form.
I mean, I don't see it. What you showing me, I don't see it.
Okay. So would it be fair to say then that in order to, to find the guardrail that he's talking about in this email, you'd have to drive down I-85 South and look on either side of the road for damaged guardrail?
Object to the form of the
I
question.
can't, I don't know, man.
Well, your job is an Arcadis inspector, right?
Object to the form.
That's my job.
So
I can't remember, man. That's the day you got this put up. I can't remember, man.
well, tell me this. If you got this email today, what would you?
Hey, that's back then.
You've got to let me finish the question.
I don't want to talk to you, really, to tell you the truth.
I frankly don't care. You're here for the deposition, and I'm going to ask you this question.
Just a few.
I'm gonna go.
Just a few more minutes, Calvin.
I did.
Sir, if you received
No,
this,
I'm not gonna ask no more of your questions. I'm letting you know that right now. I'm talking about it, man. Sorry, man, I'm gone. I'm done. They can do what they want to do.
well,
Calvin, can you just stay for just?
I've been here long enough.
No, yeah, I understand, but
I've been here long enough. That's all that questions. He don't mess with, he don't put me, he don't ask all the questions. He was done with me. I'm done with him. So
Okay.
Take a break. Should we take a break?
no, sir, I'm gonna go home, sir. My head hurt. My head hurt. I took the vaccine shot yesterday. My head hurt.
We are off the record.
No,
I
no, no,
cannot hear it when he's
no,
standing.
I have a question pending. We need to stay on the record. until
Okay,
that
good,
question.
we're all,
I'm gonna go. I'm telling you now.
we'll just finish this line of question. We're almost done, Calvin. Okay, can we speed it up there, Matt?
I literally just have this one question and any follow-ups that
I'm not
come
gonna
along with it. Sir, if you received the email that we're looking at today, Plaintiff's Exhibit 206, please tell me what you would do to find the guardrail that he's referring to in the first bullet point.
Objection calls for speculation.
I don't know.
You don't know how you would
I
do
don't
your
know.
job.
I'm just letting you know. I do not know.
Okay.
Sir, I'm going to need an answer to the
I do
question.
not know.
He's answered your
I
question.
do not know.
You don't know what you would do?
I don't know. I don't
You're an
know.
inspector, right?
I don't know.
How would you inspect that guardrail that he's referring to in the bullet point?
I got an emergency phone call. I'm gonna go. I got an emergency phone call. I gotta go. I do not know. Ma'am,
Well,
sorry,
he answered the question. He doesn't.
That is not an answer to the question.
ma'am. I'm not trying to work out on you, ma'am.
I get,
Ma'am, I'm gonna go.
okay, well, is that it, Matt?
I mean, I have a question pending. If your witness
Well,
is
he answered,
If
I don't
he
know.
did not, he did not answer. Then I object to the responsiveness of the answer.
Okay.
I'm not done, but it appears that your witness is leaving, so I don't think I really have a choice because I can't keep him in there.
Okay, well, are we done?
I'm not closing this deposition. I have questions still.
Well, he has answered your pending question, which is,
No.
I don't know.
No, that's not an answer to how you would do your job. That's just not an answer.
Well, can we just take a 1 minute break?
Yeah, we can take a break. Okay. And Mr. Thrasher, I'm seriously not trying to offend you, but this isn't.
So what did you want to
I'm
ask
sorry,
me, sir?
counsel. Sir,
Sir?
I need to see you in order to hear you.
Sir, I'm not trying to offend you. This is an important case and your testimony is important here. And I just simply need an answer to this question and then we will let you go. And so we're looking at plaintiff's exhibit 206, which is an email that Jordan Hart sent to you on April 2nd, 2018. And so my question to you is if you received this email today, August 11th, 2021, in which you were asked to report several damaged guardrails, and this is all the information that you were given, how would you go about doing that?
I probably didn't get a chance to get to that. I probably was doing something else. So I don't know.
So you just wouldn't get to it?
I probably also my task. Sometimes your tasks go over the next day because if you overload work. So what I'm trying to tell you, I don't know. I don't know what I did on that day.
Well, when you eventually did have the time to do it, how would you do it?
I don't remember. That's the point. I don't remember.
I'm not asking you.
I
about
don't
anything that-
remember. I'm not going to answer you, and I don't remember.
Sir, I'm asking you what you would do, not anything that has happened. I'm asking how you would try to find that damaged guardrail.
Objection calls for speculation.
I don't remember, man. Hey, look, I probably had got me ready to tell me I couldn't find it, so I don't remember.
So you just told, I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you said.
Don't remember.
Oh no, about not finding it.
I don't remember.
Well, let's not object to the responsiveness of the question. How would you go about finding the damaged guardrail that is identified in the first bullet point of plaintiff's exhibit 206 if you were asked to find it and report it today?
Objection calls for speculation.
Man, I'm gonna go. So I'm doing it because of you.
I
I'm doing it
understand.
because of you.
I understand.
This situation ain't got nothing to do with me, man. He asking me these questions. I don't know. I'm gonna ask you again. I'm gonna tell you again. I don't know, man. And that's what kind of response you're gonna get from me. I don't know.
All right. Well, I have no further questions, and let the record reflect that none of those were answers to the question at hand. The witness is refusing to answer my question.
He answered it to the best of his ability.